Hello children, how are you all? Welcome to my class on nouns. In my last class on parts of speech, we discussed in detail on what nouns are, and today we are going to learn the different types of nouns. But before we start, let's do a quick recap on nouns. Noun. Noun is a naming word. Nouns are names of basically everything you see around you, like a person, or place, thing, animals, birds, feelings, ideas. We also give names to things that we cannot see or touch, like our feelings and emotions. We cannot see our feelings and emotions, right? But they are definitely there, and we have a name for it, like fear or hatred, joy, satisfaction, love, jealousy. These words are nouns too. Names given to days like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Names of months like January, February, March. These words are also nouns. Nouns are also names given to companies. For example, Ford, Samsung, Nokia. Names of books, Oliver Twist, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Names given to movies like Titanic or E.T. Names given to qualities like strength, courage, honesty, patience, politeness. These are also nouns. So remember, a noun is a naming word, and today we are going to learn the different types of nouns. These flowers are for you for being a darling and listening to my classes every day. So in nouns there are 5 types. Read with me. Common noun, proper noun, material noun, abstract noun, and concrete noun, and finally collective nouns. First, common noun and proper noun. Let's learn these together side by side, because learning these together side by side can help us remember their differences very well. A common noun refers to things in general, but a proper noun is a name that is given to something in particular. Let's see this with an example. This is a park. All parks in the world will be generally referred to as parks. But the park in your neighborhood might have a specific name, like Anna Park. Then Anna Park is a proper noun because only this park has the name Anna Park. Oh look, there is a man in this park. Those who don't know this man would call him a man, like I just did, or officer in general. His parents would call him son, and his wife would call him husband. His children would call him dad. These words, man, officer, son, husband, and dad, are used in general. All children call their fathers dad, but he has a name for himself. Richard. That is a proper noun. Ah, Richard has brought his puppy along. Words that refer to this puppy, such as animal, puppy, pet, these words are used in general. These are common nouns. But Richard has given his puppy a name. Jackie. Jackie is a proper noun. Look at the proper nouns in blue and common nouns in yellow. Do you see any difference? I have begun all the proper nouns with a capital letter. Yes, children. Common nouns always begin with lowercase letters unless they are used in the beginning of a sentence or appears in a title. And a proper noun, no matter where it is used in a sentence, should always be capitalized. Look at this example. She arrived at the United States on Monday. United States is the name of a country and hence it starts with capital letter, and Monday is a proper noun because it is a name given to a day, and so Monday also begins in a capital letter. Japan is a small country But Tokyo is one of the most populated cities in the world. Here, Japan and Tokyo are proper nouns, so they begin in capital letters. But the words here, country and world, are common nouns and hence they do not begin in a capital letter. Material nouns. Material nouns are names of things from which different substances could be made. It refers to a type of substance instead of individual particle, and hence material nouns are always uncountable. Look at these examples. Plastic. It is a material noun. It is a material out of which different things could be made, like a chair or a table or a sharpener. Likewise, iron, gold and milk are material nouns from which different things could be made, and hence these words should never be used in plural. Abstract noun and concrete noun. These are very easy to find out. Abstract nouns are nouns that cannot be seen. Do you remember in the beginning of the video I told you nouns are also names of ideas and feelings and concepts like anger, weather, examination, promises, thoughts, vacation. These are ideas or feelings. They cannot be seen or touched. They can only be understood or felt. So these nouns are called abstract nouns, and concrete nouns are those that can be seen or that can be touched, like your laptop or pen or table or chair. So remember children, abstract nouns are nouns that cannot be seen or touched, and concrete nouns are nouns that can be seen and touched. I have 5 sentences here. Let's pick out the nouns in each sentence and classify them according to their type. Look at the first sentence. People should be careful about using plastic. What are the naming words in this sentence? People, plastic. People is a word used in general. It is a common noun. And plastic is a substance from which different things can be made. It is material noun. Number 2. My writing table is made of iron. And my laptop table is made out of wood. What are the nouns in this sentence? Table, iron, another one table, wood. Table is the name of an object. So what type of noun is it? It's a common noun. And iron and wood are substances from which different things could be made. So they are material nouns. Look at the third one. Cotton is unsuitable for this weather. What are the nouns here? Cotton, weather. Cotton, what type of noun is it? It is material noun. Weather. Can you see weather? Can you touch weather? What do you say for nouns that we cannot see or touch? They are abstract nouns. The snow covered the lawn. Snow and lawn are naming words. Both are common words. Both are common nouns. Silence should be maintained in the room. Silence, room. We cannot see silence, we cannot touch it. So what is it? It is an abstract noun and room is a common noun. Collective nouns. Collective nouns refer to a group of people, places, animals or things spoken as one. When we refer to something in a group, we use collective nouns. Children, we can always do without collective nouns. For example, if you saw a group of giraffes in a zoo, and if you didn't know that the right term for a group of giraffes is tower, then you could always say that you saw a group of giraffes. But when we use collective nouns to describe, our English sounds so much better. So try to learn as much collective nouns as possible. Look at this picture. In this picture, we see a tower of giraffes. Tower doesn't mean a building here. It means a group. Tower is the collective noun here. Collective nouns vary from animal to animal or from one thing to other. We cannot say a tower of elephants or a tower of monkeys. The term tower should only be used with giraffes. Like sounds of animals. Dogs bark, cats mew, owls hoot, right? It's like that. It varies from one thing to other. Let's see some examples. A team of players. A bouquet of flowers. You should be familiar with this, I think. A pride of lions. Yes, children, a group of lions are called a pride. What is the collective noun here? It is pride. A litter of puppies. A school of fish. A pod of dolphins. A galaxy of stars. A flamboyance of flamingos. A parliament of owls. Interesting, right? When you spot a group of owls together, you could say, I saw a parliament of owls. A flight of stairs. You can use this in a sentence. He fell down a flight of stairs. Grandpa couldn't walk up a flight of stairs. A deck of cards. A murder of crows. Sounds scary, right? If someone tells you that they saw a murder of crows, it doesn't mean that they saw crows being murdered. It means that they saw a group of crows. A herd of elephants. Did you enjoy learning these collective nouns? Using collective nouns could make your English sound a lot better. So try to learn as much collective nouns as possible in your free time. Apart from these five types of nouns, nouns can also be classified into countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Just from their names we know that countable nouns are those that can be counted like spoons, bottles and tables. Then tell me children, stars. Is the word stars countable or uncountable? Actually, it's countable. Students always argue to me, ma'am, it is not possible to count all the stars in the world, so it definitely should be uncountable. But actually, it is countable. You see, it may be true that we cannot count all the stars in the world, but the same could be said about spoons and bottles and tables, right? You cannot count all the spoons and tables in the world. Countable nouns doesn't mean you should be able to finish counting. It just means that you should be able to count them. Like one spoon, two spoon, one star, two stars, three stars. But uncountable nouns like milk, sugar, powder, or love, or anger, they can never be counted. But these can be measured with a value. We cannot say one sugar, but we could say a kilo of sugar, 2 liters of milk. Only countable nouns take the articles a and an. What do a and an mean? An apple, one apple. Since we can count countable nouns, we can use articles like a and an here. But we cannot count uncountable nouns, so we cannot use a and an there. Article the could be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. Plurals can be formed with countable nouns, one spoon, two spoons. But they should never be formed with uncountable nouns. You should never say milks or teas or salts. And to know the quantity of countable nouns. Quantity means the amount or number of items that are there. To know the quantity of countable nouns, we should ask how many? How many spoons do you have? To know the quantity of uncountable nouns, you should ask how much. You should never confuse these. For example, how many buildings are there in the street? Building is a countable noun. We can count one building, two building, So we can ask how many buildings are there? How much information do you have? Information is an uncountable noun, and so we ask how much. In answer to these questions, countable nouns take numbers. Numbers means we can say 1 building, 2 buildings, 20 buildings are there. Or they take adjectives of quantity like many, several and few. For example, you could say I have 20 spoons or I have many spoons. I only have few spoons. Uncountable nouns, they take only adjectives that do not mean quantity like little, some, no and much. For example, I think we have some milk. We put a lot of effort in this. Now we have come to the end of our class. Let's do a quick recap. There are 5 types of nouns. Read after me. Common noun, proper noun, material noun, abstract noun and concrete noun. Collective nouns. Common nouns refer to things in general, but a proper noun are names of particular things. Material nouns are substance from which different things can be made. Abstract nouns are nouns that cannot be seen or touched, but they can only be felt. Concrete nouns can be seen and touched. Collective nouns refer to something in a group. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed teaching you. Leave your suggestions and doubts in the comments below. I'll get back to you. See you all in my next class. Until then, tata, bye bye. Love you all.